So I'm out of town this weekend, recharging my inspiration meter by eating plenty of delicious food in Berlin. So I don't have a lot of time to film and edit. So I decided to make one of my favorite dips to bring to a party, just because it's very easy and it's actually very surprisingly delicious. Creamy jalapeno dip. So to start, I actually need to make some ranch dressing, because ranch dressing is infamously hard to find in Europe. So much so that Cool Ranch Doritos from the US are actually called Cool American Doritos. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the ranch, but if you have some, you can just skip this step. Let's get started with the herbs and spices. So since my scale can't do units smaller than about 1 gram, the unit of choice today will unfortunately be teaspoons. I'm sorry about that. But no worries, there really isn't a need to be super exact here. Also, don't fret about all the ingredients. I'm gonna write everything down in the description below. So for the dried herbs, we need 1 teaspoon of dill, 1/2 teaspoon of chives, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of tarragon. The next step is we need our actual base, which is made of 125 milliliters of sour cream, or about 1/2 of a cup. We need 125 milliliters of mayonnaise and 125 milliliters of buttermilk. Not exactly the healthiest stuff here. So go ahead and add the dried herbs and give it a good mix. So if we were making ranch dressing, you might add some vinegar, but since we'll add some limes in the next part, we don't really need to add some here. So the last steps to actually make the creamy jalapeno dip are actually pretty easy. We only need a few ingredients. One, we need about 15 grams of cilantro, or that's about 1/3 of a cup if you're doing it by volume. We need 40 grams of pickled jalapenos, and the juice from 1.5 limes. You'll have to taste for that later. Lastly, we have the star main ingredient, which is the green chilies. These things are super sacred to me. I love them, and they're super hard to find in Europe. So every time I go to the US, I always bring back a few cans. So once we have all of this, we can just blend our ingredients together. You might want to let it sit in the fridge for a little bit to come together, but otherwise we're done. This stuff is super addictive, so watch out, because I'm pretty sure if you eat what I made in one sitting, it will probably stop your heart. Sorry for the super short video this week, but by next week I think everything should be back to normal. If you're still looking for some good content and good videos to watch, definitely check out Helen Rennie's channel. I'll link to her video at the end of this video. She actually just subscribed this week to this channel, which is really amazing. I've been following her content for a long time. She does really cool videos. For her to subscribe to this, it really means a lot. Be sure to check her stuff out. Alright, see you guys next week.